HITC Sport, and get that Ole clown off my TV. I've said it in every build-up to Soccer Aid, and I'm saying it now. Ole, that man belongs in a bin. A greasy bin filled with 7 Chinese takeaways, and maybe someone's punctured condom. I slept in a milk bath for this. It's official. Not only does Ole Gunnar Solksjaer have the tactical knowledge of a burnt gingerbread man, not only is he as defensively reliable as an origami pregnancy test, but clearly that man commands about as much respect as Jimmy Carr in a tax queue. Honestly, Manchester United versus Liverpool is the most iconic fixture in British football. If you are lucky enough to be manager of one of these clubs, oh, then yeah, sure, you have a bunch of responsibilities, but the biggest one, do not mess up this match. It is that simple. It's like being hired as a babysitter. Sure, the task list might be long, always close the door of the fridge, don't burn out the TV, please don't take a dump on the couch, but the main one, don't stick the baby in the oven. Solskjaer, you have just left an indelible stain on this club's legacy. 5-0 at home versus Liverpool. I mean, because of your utter negligence, Man United fans are going to be reminded of this result until the day that they die. And it gets worse. This club has a proud history. The stadium is a fortress. They've only conceded 5 goals or more at home 10 times in the club's history. Ole has managed it twice in the space of a year. I'm sorry, but after we watched his team implode last Halloween, getting slapped 6-1 by a team with an Egg McMuffin like Eric Dyer at the back, being creatively annihilated by the likes of Moussa Sissoko and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, that's when you should have told Ole to go and find a job waiting tables in Starbucks. Although even then he'd probably burn the bagels, trip over his own feet, and probably impale a customer in the eye with a fork. This man, he's employment's answer to Homer Simpson. How can you survive this? You lost 6-1 to a team with Harry Winks on the bench. But now, what is this? James Milner, the diehard Leeds fan, who hates Manchester United. This is a man who won't eat ketchup because it's red. Well, actually, due to his durability. His diet probably just consists of Peruvian tea leaves and chunks of chicken. I mean, put pizza on his plate and he'd probably have a cardiac arrest. But the point is that I'm sure most Man United fans would gladly love to chop off one of his toes with a bread knife. Well, no. Instead, this old man is going to finish his career having started in 2 5-goal wins at Old Trafford. In 2 of the most embarrassing and darkest chapters in this club's history. Leeds fan Jimmy Milner is playing off the park in midfield twice. I'm sorry, but that is an utterly disgusting stat. I mean, sure, that might be able to happen once, but twice, especially now that he turns 36 after Christmas. This is a man who's been wearing his muscles out in this league every Saturday since 2002. Back when Girls Aloud were in the charts. And this disgraceful result is not a one-off. Are we forgetting 6 months ago, Liverpool left this ground with a 4-2 win, something that was very quickly brushed under the carpet. I'm sorry, conceding 9 goals to your most hated rivals in the last 2 matches at Old Trafford. This can't happen. This is supposed to be Old Trafford, not Mo Salah's playground. No away player had scored a hat-trick at this ground since 2003. And even then it was a superstar like Ronaldo. Even then Man United still won the match. I mean, I remember when Liverpool turned up to Old Trafford and won 3-0 in 2014. David Moyes was sacked within a month. But this, 4-0 down at half-time. Disgusting! What is he still doing in a job? This man is a managerial rookie, a child. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson used to operate with class and authority as Manchester United manager. He'd share a glass of red wine with the opposition manager. But little boy Ole, by contrast, I mean, he probably had to ask Jurgen Klopp to help him stick a straw in his juice box. Let's talk about Harry Maguire. Did anyone see his post-match interview? A Manchester United captain should come out fighting. Show a bit of urgency, fight anything. But this boy...
apologies to the fans,
he says while staring at the floor, talking in some sort of dreary, monotone voice. First of all, he reminded me of a socially awkward bookworm reading out his homework in front of the class. You know, the type of boy who goes bright red in the face whenever a girl asks him for the time. I mean, imagine a woman bringing him home to their dad. A guy with the personality of a shoe. If that was my daughter, I'd be chucking her Tinder down the toilet. This guy actually captains Cristiano Ronaldo. Is this some sort of sick joke? That's like Tony Soprano taking mafioso orders from Barney the dinosaur. Ronaldo is a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, and he's supposed to take morsels of inspiration from a former Wigan centre half, a guy who spent a night of his career stinking of wet chicken nuggets in a Greek prison cell. To think, when he pulls on an England shirt, some people talk about him as if he's one of the best defenders in the world. What is he? Chuck him in the Sir Alex Ferguson era, he'd have been to that squad what Phil Jones is to this one. You know, 6th choice centre half, sitting on his own in the canteen, was crying to a pot of petit faloo. I'm gonna say it, the man's a less reliable centre half than Wes Brown. He's the English Michael Sylvestre, offering the armband to this error-prone walking lump of salami. It's an insult to everything this club stands for. This is like the Queen giving a knighthood to Morgs' mum, or giving the Medal of Honor to a soggy pancake like Liam Payne. If Maguire has any credibility or self-respect left in his clunky ankles, he'll go home tonight and burn his contract in a bin. Because clearly whoever sanctioned that £300,000 salary or whatever, clearly they are blind in both eyes. Either that or they just swallow too much bathwater. Either way, he's taking advantage of someone who surely has a baked potato for a brain. I mean, I remember when I was 5 years old and a mentally unstable man offered me a guitar in a shop. What? Do you really think I was allowed to keep it? No, they very quickly rang the police. I mean, this isn't about him having a head shaped like a TV. Now, don't get me wrong, his poor mother having squeezed that through her cervix. Wouldn't be surprised if she now walks with a limp, but no, it's more than that. It's about him being a completely mustard pie centre half and continuing to get picked. I mean, what do you think Rafa Varane was thinking watching that? He'd have been used to the leadership of Sergio Ramos. Sure, yes, the Spaniard's been involved in El Clasico humiliations, yes, but never does he passively walk around the park like he's waiting for his dog to take a poo. There's always a heated tackle, a passionate red card. But Maguire, he looks about as intimidating as Postman Pat. During the summer, we were hearing that Luke Shaw is now the greatest left back on the planet. Even I was beginning to believe the hype, but here he displayed just why Jose Mourinho used to think he had the footballing brain of a turnip. For the second Liverpool goal, Harry Maguire fell into Luke Shaw. Does that look familiar? For Tanguy Dembele's equaliser in the 6-1 capitulation to Spurs last year, oh, it was the exact same thing. These guys play together for club and country. In theory, you'd think they should have a telepathic connection. Instead, they look like drunken swing partners. When the going gets tough, they just resort to sitting on each other, as if you're playing Twister with your morbidly obese aunt or your supposedly colourblind uncle. Ah, sorry, Liam, she said left hand green. Green is not on my thigh. What? Fred and Scott. This is a double act who've got the presence and credibility of Stavros Flatley. Between the two of them, one completed tackle all match. I don't want to hear anything else. In a game against Liverpool, that is absolutely pathetic with a capital P. The entire Man United team made a combined 5 tackles all match. 5 tackles in a game against Liverpool. I'm speechless. Poor Fergie had to watch that. Listen, Sir Alex Ferguson, he survived a 6-1 abomination at home, yes. But that was a man who had 12 league titles in the locker and was just 3 years out from being a European champion. But Ollie, you're keeping him in the dugout because... vibes? Because he's got a lovable, pinchable face? Because he's got mates in the media? I'm sorry, Gary Neville, I don't care if you regularly have lunch at Ollie's house. I don't care if you're godfather to his kids. I don't care if you're too frightened to be kicked out of his WhatsApp group. Do your job and call us out for what it is. Manchester United have 1 clean sheet all season in 13 games. This is beyond hopeless. I mean, the media, are they being purposely naive? I mean, look at the Sky Sports studio at the weekend. I mean, for some reason, Jermaine Defoe was sitting quietly in the corner as if this was invite your son to work day. But anyway, the pundits were being asked, is this a player issue or a coaching issue? Sorry, the fact that Man United are 20th in the league for tackles alone, maybe, just maybe, it might be the fault of a guy whose CV was built on Cardiff and mould. I mean, can we wake up? These have been the jobs that Ollie's been linked with in his managerial career.
Mullins, it's exciting that Portsmouth are being linked with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer plays on speculation over a Blackburn job. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer opens talks to Aston Villa over manager's job. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer rules himself on becoming new Bolton manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer discussed the manager's job at West Brom. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lined up for Toronto FC manager's job.
Yeah, the guy's been linked with replacing the likes of Avram Grant, Steve Keane, Alex McLeish, Owen Coyle, Steve Clark and Ryan Nelson. How the hell has he wound up nicking the job of Jose Mourinho? Seriously, it's like me winding up as a stunt double for Tom Hardy. Oh yeah, that's believable. Pretty sure the audience will realise something's wrong when they remember that Tom doesn't have the face of a sunburnt foot. Solskjaer caught the eye of clubs in relegation battles. Oh yeah, and some team in Canada. I know we try and pretend he's an up-and-coming young manager. No, he's nearly 50. Steve Bruce is seen as an old beleaguered dinosaur after overseeing 1,000 games. Well, Ollie, he's almost there. 438 matches as a coach. Can we please stop pretending that he's got potential? Wake up! At this stage of his career, after 400 games, Jose Mourinho was at Real Madrid, and some people say that was his peak. So, Christ, is this Ollie's peak? Is it all downhill from here? What is he doing at Old Trafford? And the embarrassing thing is, he knows this. This is what he said about becoming Manchester United manager in 2016.
Maybe I have Manchester United DNA, but you should be realistic. It's 0.0000001% chance.
See? Even he knows he's managed to fluke his way into the job. Like someone passing a job interview to become a local dentist, despite failing all your medical exams. Oh, that's great then. Have fun dealing with 10 lawsuits a week, while I tear off chunks of patients' gums with a knife and fork. Why are we pretending we don't know who's to blame? I mean, we saw with Gareth Southgate in the summer. He's a limited manager, but we saw what he can do with Shaw and Maguire. But Ollie, times they look like fat, uncoordinated chimps from the Jungle Book. Gary Neville, he's already admitted he's being biased towards his mate. I'm convinced if Solskjaer beheaded a small child at a playground, he'd still offer him a defence.
Oh, the little brat was playing Pokemon too loud on his phone.
If Ollie backed his car into the wall of a nursing home,
Oh, it wasn't Ollie's fault, it was the faulty clutch.
if Ollie was caught staring at his naked granny in the shower,
Oh, he's just a devout student of biology.
no balls to that. Gary, stop the pretense. If you love Manchester United, just say it. Say what's good for the club. Neville is saying he wouldn't take Antonio Conte at Man United. Reminds him too much of Mourinho. What are you talking about? Gary, you're not being asked to share a bed with Josie's wife. Ollie is a nice guy. Conte is a serial winner. You really want to persist with the Norwegian Ned Flanders when there are available trophy merchants sitting at home on the couch. Yes, Solskjaer will happily pose for 20 selfies while shopping on Waitrose. I mean, ask Conte for an autograph on the fruit and veg aisle and you'll probably get a carrot in the eye. But I don't care. Yes, Conte would probably park in a disabled bay and smash a dinner plate so they didn't serve him lasagna in the canteen. But I don't care, he's a trophy winner, even if it's not him. I'm sorry, Solskjaer is clearly terrified of how to use Paul Pogba, because Pogba is one of those delicate players who actually need the help of a master tactician like Massimiliano Allegri or Didier Deschamps. Or guess what? Conte. I mean, what at Juventus under him, Pogba was the most in-demand midfielder in world football. He was the fashionable Jude Bellingham, the media's darling. I mean, he was a stylish Prison Wonder Kid, while Jude, from a council flat in Dudley, doesn't exactly scream Golden Boy awards. But who else? Zinedine Zidane. Offer Paul the chance to be under his idol. Allow Varane and Ronaldo to win another Champions League under him. And maybe it might get you Kylian Mbappe in the future. I know he has his heart set on Real Madrid, but come on, a chance to play alongside and for his childhood idols. A kind of beast lining up under an old everything cabbage like Carlo Ancelotti. I'm convinced half the reason the board are continuing to persist with Ollie is because he's got Erling Haaland's number in his phone book. Nah, I'm sorry, if Haaland watched this game, you can be sure he's very quickly blocked Ollie's number.
Oh, but Ollie is Haaland's idol.
Ah, is he? Because here's a stat. Erling Haaland has already scored half the amount of goals Solskjaer managed his entire career, and he's 21. 21 years of age and already completed half of Ollie's legacy. What? If not Zidane or Conte, then please don't offer the job to a crisp sandwich like Michael Carrick or give the reins to Kieran McKenna. I mean, maybe Roberto Mancini. He might take the job. At least he would bring a degree of defensive competence to this team. And the final manager on the shortlist, Diego Simeone. Offer him a monster paycheck and who knows. Honestly, this was the I'm not a Man United fan, but 5-0 to Liverpool. Somebody needs to be held accountable for this. It's a football crime. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Alright, have I been too harsh? Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.